Hello, this is Josh from Advanced Camping, bringing you another episode of Fireside Chats with Josh. And this one, I'm happy to show you a brand new 2024 Pleasure Way Ford Ontour 2.2. And this one is indeed an all-wheel drive. So you have that extra versatility, being able to do a little bit of off-roading if you wanted to, but certainly it's great for inclement weather. We're talking snow is it's going to be great for that. Just having basically you got six tires grabbing all at one time. So really great there, having that extra traction and stability with the Ford chassis here, and we're going to really get total high-end luxury coach inside the Pleasure Way. Again, all these Pleasure Ways are handmade, custom, really super nice 5-year warranties on them. I mean, that says a lot right there. Just that they're willing to put a 5-year warranty on their coach. Nothing else really kind of comes close to that. So we also have a ton of off the grid features that Pleasure Ways added just for this year, which would be their 600 amps of lithium ion batteries. Again, that's new for this year. And then what's cool is you have sort of a backup generator, sort of like, a backup generator at your house. So let's say you're going to be someplace longer than you expected. You really like the view in this place, and it's off the beaten path. There's no plugins. Great. So you're running your lithium ion batteries to run your air conditioning, everything in there for a few days. And maybe you want to leave a pet in there or something, go for a hike. And what's great with this one, it will automatically kick on the inverter generator, which what that is just a secondary generator that's much quieter, and will automatically kick that on, Onan gas generator, and give you uninterrupted power. So that is really cool. And that gasoline Onan generator, I mean, that thing's going to run for days, weeks, a very long time. It's meant to be run like that. So realistically, this gives you even more off the grid capabilities compared to some all lithium packages, which, some all lithium packages are great. Some may even have more lithium batteries than this has, and certainly I wouldn't dispute that. But what's great here is you still have that sort of more traditional way of having a generator kick on, and it does it automatically as well. So that's just super cool. You have 300 watts of solar on the roof to help out with everything. And very off the grid, kind of go anywhere, anytime, stay as long as you want type of a vehicle, all in a very luxury style interior and exterior too. So let's take a quick walk around. We're going to have a nice power awning here, and we'll have a wind sensor on it. Very nice. We'll have dual wheels in the back here. You can see that. And then we'll have a quick connect for, like a gas grill or something out here underneath the awning. Always nice. And we'll have some venting from your furnace right there. We're going to have, freshwater hookups there. Actually, that's just for the tank, freshwater tank hookup. And some outside outlets. Very nice. And we'll have some hitching, some wiring. You can see that's where the sewer hose there stores. Very nice. And coming around here, everything really accents very nicely with the silver and the chrome. Very automotive looking. Definitely does not look like a motorhome. It'd be very hard pressed to tell it is one, which is kind of the point, I think. So down here, we're getting some of that generator piping. That's going to be what I was telling you about, sort of that traditional inverter generator piping. So nice thing is these new fuel injected generators, they're not like the old carburetor style. So what I mean by that is a couple things. First, super quiet. It's about the same decibel level as me speaking right now. So, I mean, very quiet. And I might be louder than some others, though, so I don't know. But pretty darn quiet in any case. And Yeah, basically, it's just gonna kick on automatically, and you don't have to exercise it all that much. I know that's kind of a concern for a lot of people, is, the old style carburetor generators you had to run every single month under load. With these new, fuel injected generators, they're not that susceptible to needing fresher fuel in that carburetor like the older style did. So, in the past couple years, the technology has really changed inside generators to make it quieter and much more reliable with way less upkeep. So, I mean, we gotta love that. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to just never even think about that and just kind of forget it's there, to an extent, you can kind of do that. I would probably start the generator up like a couple times a year just to be on the safe side and make sure everything's running good. But past that, I wouldn't really even think about it. Just kind of have it there in the background. So very cool. And then we'll have our instant tankless water heater. It's going to be a Truma AquaGo. The other nice thing on the Pleasure Way is there's a secondary water pump in there, so that at every single faucet, even including the outside shower here, you're going to have hot water at the tap at all times. So instead of like at your home where it doesn't really matter, you're turning your hot water on and then you kind of wait for the water to get hot. You don't have to do that here, as basically that's taking up your fresh water from your freshwater tank and using more gray water space. So, it's going to be hot right at the taps at all of the taps. So some, I see some like Winnebagos will have it hot at the kitchen sink if you pre-warm it, stuff like that. This, you don't even have to worry about that. It just does it all automatically. Don't have to like turn any switches on for it. And you just get hot water immediately right when you need it. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that you don't have to like flip switches or think about it, because it's a pretty user friendly coach. It really is. These Pleasure Ways do a good job of that. You kind of have a one panel fits all here for your propane switch here. I like that you can turn it on and off without like having to crawl underneath the coach and turn valves and stuff like that. And you have cable hookup, city water hookup, and your power cord hookup, of course, shore power hookup. Very cool. You will have the drain system underneath here, just underneath that ledge. But those all kind of look the same, right? The kind of gravity black and gray drains. And it's kind of hard to get to with this gimbal I'm using. So sorry for not showing that, but hard to show. Okay. Very beautiful, nice, sort of elegant look to the outside of these Fords. Definitely like that a lot. Also, the tall person's friendly coach. I mean, honestly, whenever I get someone tall, I'm taller too. I'm 6'1". I really appreciate this coach, as it's a little taller than some of the other ones. We're talking 10 feet high outside, which is a little, few inches higher, but it makes a big difference when you're inside here. So it just feels a little bit bigger because, I mean, we have so much height. I never even have to think about bumping my head. That's just not an issue at all. The bed's going to be longer as well than even Pleasureways other models and things like that. Even on the full-size Mercedes, this one's still going to be longer. And the bathroom, probably the biggest bathroom in any Class B that I've seen, at least fully furnished anyway. So, you got tons of room to maneuver in there. You have room for all your toiletries. You have Corian countertops, stainless steel sink. You're going to have some really cool storage underneath. And yeah, little medicine cabinet up on top for a little bit of extra storage. Mirror in there so you can check your hairdo, before you go out. Shower head over there. So as you can see, it's pretty deep. It's a pretty big area. You're really not going to run out of room. So I love that. Again, being a little bigger myself, both width-wise and height-wise. So yeah, going to be quite nice. We're going to have a nice deep stainless steel sink here with pull-out faucet here for doing dishes. Quite nice. All Corian countertops here, induction stove top. And they use a special wood liner in these. I forget what it is. It's some kind of like Czechoslovakian birch or something. But the liner, you can see it's like a specialty liner in here that they cut all throughout. and it smells really, really nice. So it kind of smells fancy, elegant, luxurious. So they take those little extra steps, adding solo closed drawers to all of the drawers throughout, just little steps like that to make things nicer. They do it, and those little things add up. So just that all by itself would be okay. That's whatever, but every little thing that they do just kind of adds up. So okay, we got our nice, good sized fridge and freezer setup. This one's actually like deeper than it is long. So you get some that are like real long. Obviously, this one's going to be like super, super deep. So this one's like over 5 cubic feet. So that's like pretty much full size in any class B that I've seen. Some you'll get like a double door fridge and freezer that's also 5 cubic feet. But this one is especially deep. So yeah, interesting. Still get the same amount of space as any other full-size fridge and freezer setup, even the double doors. You have a convection oven, microwave slash grill, all up on top there. It's all at eye level. I like that too. You're not going to be, even a shorter person, that's sometimes an issue, as one of my colleagues brought up. He actually said this during an orientation. He said, be careful you don't, grab the plate in there and drop it all over you after you. I mean, you would think that that's common sense, but he was right. For a shorter person, let's say, if it's way up here and you're kind of grabbing up for it, it makes sense that that could actually fall and sort of, if it's a sauce or something like that, kind of come back and hit you. So that one took me a minute. It was kind of funny, I thought at first, but he was kind of right. So yeah, just kind of a cool thing that's at eye level. Here you also don't have to go reaching like all the way down to the floor to really try and get your groceries and things like that, and it's right across from your countertop. So it's just ergonomically located. I guess that's the best way. That's the fancy way of saying it. Yeah, lots of overhead cabinets. They're actually bigger than a lot of Pleasure Way's other ones because it's taller. Since you have more roof height here, you actually get a little more square footage in these storage areas. So that's pretty cool. Again, one of the other nice things I like is they line the interiors of their cabinets with this like soft kind of foam material. So the whole idea is to reduce rattling from stuff hitting the side, things like that. So just little things like that. Again, they add up. So very high end woodwork here. You're not going to see any staples, no particle board anywhere around. For the fabrics, you're talking ultra leather, which is super, super soft and it's breathable. It's like a breathable leather. And yeah, memory foam built right in. So it kind of just conforms to you. Easily the most comfortable that I've felt when you're talking about these rear sofa areas. So super, super comfortable back here. Just really nice. And it's longer besides. A lot of good windows all throughout too. So let's say I'm back here and I'm taking a little rest from driving or whatever. I mean, again, when that door's closed, that's another big window as well. So you got basically glass all along the side of you here. You look over to this side here, you got a giant piece of glass too. So yeah, I mean, it's nice, open and air. It's a great touring van, I feel like. I mean, you're just going to be able to see the site so much better. It's just a really, really well fit van. The 2.2's up there. I mean, top three of my favorite vans that we carry because I think it's tall person friendly. Both in the bathroom, I can stand right up. I got plenty of room. I got plenty of room leg wise here, for my big size 15 feet. Plenty of room for those. And my wife calls them flippers. They kind of are. And then you got a smart TV here, of course, with the Bose sound bar. It has the best TV antenna on the market, the Razer Wine Guard. So very fancy. It'll kind of circle around in a little dome up on the top to really dial in on the best position to get the most reception. All very fancy stuff. It has a pull-out swivel arm and everything. Everything's real tight and locked in. So yeah, do a great job of that. And then you have a whole nother touch screen to operate everything inside the coach, in the rear here right by the bed. And then, of course, there's one you probably noticed right as you walk in the door there. So, yeah, kind of have two kind of main places to adjust anything you wanted in your coach. Maybe you're, sleeping, you want to bring the awning in. If you think there's a storm coming, you can quick, bring that in right back here. So definitely nice. There's going to be plenty of heat ducts all throughout. This also has that new Truma. Gonna sort of pan up here. Hopefully you can see that Truma Aventi Air Conditioner, which is supposed to be up to 25 times quieter and more efficient, more energy efficient. And that's especially important in a rig when you're talking lithium batteries. So, I like to be green as much as the next person, but I also like to be practical. So this actually is practical. So the energy efficiency, and an air conditioner ratings, I'll kind of glance at it or whatever if I got looking for one at home. Here it really counts, both practically and to save the environment as you're running off a battery. So if you can save 25% battery, usage, that's a big deal. That means you can run essentially up to 25% longer. And it's going to be a little quieter too. There's also sort of a low medium fan speed, which is cool, and high. Almost every other one just has like a low and a high fan speed. So there is sort of a mid step, and it has that automatic step up and step down. So I do like that as well. That's probably adding to that efficiency factor and quiet factor, I suppose. You also have a really good hanging clothes wardrobe. I always like to forget this, but you really shouldn't. It's really, really deep, as you can see. And yeah, plenty of room for hanging clothes. You could put plenty of folded clothes back here too. So just a lot of room. Sort of your AV closets up here for that's that wine guard razor connection. Basically, you're just gonna push that to sort of scan for new channels. Really super easy. I explained that all to you once you come pick it up. So yeah, we're gonna have a nice power fan up in here. Again, that does more work than you'd think in these vans. Almost everybody thinks they're gonna be using the air conditioner most of the time. And when I talk to my customers after, almost everybody is almost exclusively using those fans, as it cools things down in here so quickly and so effectively and uses next to no battery power. So pretty cool. Obviously, I'm an air conditioner person myself. I love air conditioning, so I'll be the first one to admit it. So yeah, having all these options to run an air conditioner as long as I want, to be able to travel with my dog in here, I would just absolutely love that. And with that automatic start on the generator, it just gives me that peace of mind. I can kind of go leave my pet in here if I wanted to, and she would be safe. That's important to me, absolutely. So we have the Ford chassis up here. This has got the ultra leather finish. Pleasure Way puts these on. They're super soft, comfortable, supple. And otherwise it's going to be pretty straightforward transit chassis up here. We have the nice big screen, blind spot assist on the mirrors, plenty of leg room again. I love that. And, there's some room, like this can actually be moved, this table here, and even this hardware there, that Lagoon hardware, that can be moved. So that way you can even have even more recline in there. So yeah, again, for tall people, it's really great. Again, the other thing that's nice is, a lot of times there's storage right here. Again, normally I'm banging my head on that thing like all the time. So here this is all padded, by the way. Again, one of those little nice things. And yeah, you can just walk right down, sit down. You never have to really worry about banging your head, which again is one of those nice things. Here too, if you do bang your head, you can see this is all cushioned, padded. They've thought of that. So they think of all these really nice things. Everything you can just tell is just finished off just perfectly. You're not going to get like anything that's even off just a little bit. Their tolerances are very, very minimal. So that's really what you can really expect from a Pleasure Way, is really a luxury coach in a Craftsman build for sure. So again, I'm Josh here for another episode of Fireside Chats with Josh. Please do subscribe and like the videos. That's going to help me a lot as we're just starting out here. I've been doing videos for 14 years now. But this is a new channel that's really going to need your help. So I really would appreciate it if you could subscribe, if you could like, as then they're going to continue to show you my content, as YouTube will actually throw me in the back of your subscriber pile if you don't on occasion subscribe, or I'm sorry, like, and actually comment on some of the videos. So don't let them push you around, and definitely like and subscribe and comment. That would be even better. So again, look forward to hearing from you. You can reach me at my phone number or email. It's listed right on here. Happy to help you out on this one or any of our other wonderful coaches here. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Love you guys, and see you soon.